Welcome back. So today we have a lot. So number one, the new update is live, and the biggest thing that this includes for me is the premium slot on your squad list. But let's take a look at what all's in here, and then we'll probably look at the Battle Pass weapons. So we've got the bipod update. The AI soldiers are supposed to be smarter. We'll see. They always say that they're getting smarter, and then I feel like they aren't. But we'll see. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. The internal tank repair, which is going to be huge. Weapons and soldiers. They added an additional slot for premium squads. Hell yeah. I'm very happy with that. Improvements for bipods so they're more stable. Camera position for certain guns. Weapon discrepancies, weapons move BRs. The perk point modifiers for soldier type are now visible in the research screen. Adjusted aiming angles, added appearances, yada yada yada, you get the idea. Vehicles, we've got the tank fixes, we've got the distortion effect for tank optics, and the engineer's AT guns. They add an effect of mixing different soil types when a vehicle passes through them. That's kind of interesting. Attach the commander's hands to anti-air machine guns on the turret of tanks. Fixed a bug where parts of damaged vehicles and decals and camouflages could turn the incorrect color. They fixed some other shit. There's some UI changes, graphics changes, AI soldier changes. There's a whole bunch of location and mission improvements. They added a new mission, Munda Point Conquest. Puke. If I never saw Conquest again, I would be happy. They added new missions for Dominant Height Confrontation and Warwick Station Invasion. So, whenever we get new directions to attack from on maps that already exist, it does help spice things up. I would like to see a new map set soon on the Western Front. I very much so, or not the Western Front, my bad, the Eastern Front. I would very much so like to see some sort of mid-war Soviet battle that isn't only in a city. But we'll see. And they fixed some other improvements here and there. So I'll leave a link to the patch notes down below. If you're interested in all the finer details, you can read through. But let's look at what we have here. So, starting with Battle Pass vehicles, starting with the Soviets, we have the IS-2 Vitebsk, and it goes on the 126th crew. That right now is your only heavy tank crew in the tech tree. If you didn't play the Soviets in Berlin like I didn't, then tough luck. You only get the IS-2. You really have a choice between the IS-1 and the IS-2. They're both fully upgraded. It's really going to be personal preference. IS-2 is going to be more peekaboo. IS-1 is going to have more DPM, but at the end of the day, they're both pretty good vehicles. I did a video a while back comparing the IS-2 and the IS-1. You can reference that if you wish. I like both of them. It really just depends on what I'm feeling that day. But if I had to say which one's better, I think the IS-1 is probably better than the IS-2, just because the reload time is so long on the IS-2. Like, the positive is you can pen anything with the IS-2, more or less, and the shell is like a little mini nuke going off, but it also looks really nice in that skin. Let's preview that. But with the IS-1, you're getting a more reliable, more consistent gun, because you can fire it more often. And it doesn't look bad itself. It's basically just like a heavier T-34-85, so you know what you're getting into there. Looking at the Americans, they got the SBD. That's really all I've got. You get it pretty early in the tech tree normally. Unless you're a diehard Dauntless fan, I wouldn't worry about it. Upgrading the Dauntless isn't particularly expensive, and you have other options that are probably better. Looking at Germany, they're kind of in the same boat. They've got the Panzer IV-J. I mean, I don't know, man. I can't see everything in here because I have some of it, but if you're playing BR3 and you don't want to pay to upgrade the Panzer IV-J, I'm sure that this is a fine choice, but I think in the past they've had other things that are better, like, I don't know, Tigers, Panthers, that sort of thing. Up to you, though. And looking at Japan, this is the one that I'm going to be picking up this battle pass. This is the Ki 84 Co 29. It looks to be fantastic. I don't have the tech tree one yet, but I do have the 78th Flying Regiment, so yeah, I'm going to be picking this up. It's going to save me all the time researching the plane, so whenever I get that, expect some sort of video about the Ki 84. I've run into a few of them playing the Americans, and they seem to perform very well, but I will withhold judgment until I fly it for myself. Moving on from there, we have brand new Battle Pass weapons. They're all low BR light machine guns this time. Some of them look more interesting than others. So we've got the Hotchkiss M1922. It's coming in with a 30-round magazine, and it's firing at 500 rounds a minute, 2.4-second reload time, which really not bad, 34-14. It is a very long stick hanging off the side. I feel like in real life you would not want to run around with that. I feel like it would be really easy to catch that on things or potentially damage your feed. But what do I know? It seems like something that you'd want to be much more stationary with, but it looks like a cool gun. Let's see, 500 and 34-14. And let's look at some of our other options, like the Type 97, 37-17 at 550. This is only a 20-round magazine, though. And the Type 11 is 36-24 at 500, so it does look like it's probably going to be your best option for Japan at BR2. I suspect that beyond BR2, the Type 96 and the Type 99 are going to be much better. But at BR2, this one looks like it's going to be pretty good. 30-round magazine, 34-14, that looks really good to me. And 500 isn't the fastest, but it's about the same as the Type 11, and the other one shoots a little bit faster, but it also has a smaller magazine. I think this would be my choice. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick them up, though, since I play high BR and I've got the fancy, like, Type 100. Moving on to Germany, we have the Knorr-Bremse MG 3536 coming in at BR2 with a 25-round magazine. It certainly looks cool. Shoots at 550 rounds a minute, 34-20. Now, Germany has much stiffer competition when it comes to this sort of thing, auto, semi-auto, so remember 34-20 at 550. If we look at our other heavy weapons, we have the MG13, which is currently the king at 28-20 with 625 round mag, so I still think that this is going to perform better. And the MG13 is generally better than the Beretta, and the ZB tends to be a bit of a side grade to it. Statistically, it looks like it's going to be worse, the ZB, than the new Battle Pass weapon. And we do have the MG13, which I don't really want to swap a squad out, so... Anyway, the MG13 is similar to the MG30 is similar to the MG13, so, you know, just understand that. It's probably a fine pickup, but like I said, Germany has a lot of competition, and I mean, I kind of want one just because I think it's cool. Like, I think it looks cool, but, Like, because this is fully upgraded, and those weren't. So, like, The other guns are going to outperform this, in my opinion, without a doubt. And there are better things in the German lineup here that you can pick up. Like, these FN Model 1930s are awesome, the Breda PGCR is fantastic, and the Mondragoon 1908 is very good. So, if the MKB ever goes down in BR, bring it to BR3, then I think it will be an awesome gun again, but as it stands, the fire rate is kind of pathetic compared to other similar assault rifles. I just don't see a good reason to run it. But that being said, these three guns right here, they are all spicy and I like them quite a bit. The Norbrems I would probably skip unless you just want it for its unique value. But for competitiveness, eh. Moving on, we have the Chalet. My French is terrible, so, you know. M2429, it's coming in at BR2, 12.9 damage, 590 fire rate, 2.7 reload, 3520, 25 round magazine. And it is a top loader. Looking at our similar BR weapons, we have the Vickers Berthier at 440, 3117, so this might be better than that. 480, 3520, and 480, 3520. All of these, I believe, have 30-round magazines. So this is shooting faster. This has 5 less rounds, which is so few that it matters, but not really. Like, in a perfect world, then that's 5 more kills because you got 5 headshots. In a not-so-perfect world, it's like 2 kills because, you know, you shot 2 people twice. Realistically, it might be 1 more kill. So, I don't think you're losing out on a ton there. The reload time's fine, you do shoot faster, and the recoil is similar. It's definitely going to be a unique gun, and that makes it worth picking up, and I think most of the LMGs for low BR allies are kind of forgettable. Like, unless you're trying to run a thematic British lineup, like, then they're cool, but otherwise, eh. Light machine guns in the American tech tree before you hit the bars just don't do it for me. So, this is cool. I would probably pick it up just to have something that isn't a Vickers Berthier or a Bren gun. But as to whether or not I will actually pick it up, probably not. I have like 3 wars, and I love them. I have like 3 T20s, and I love them. I keep thinking about picking up more, but I also kind of want to get a Farcar Hill. I've picked them up from dead people before, and every time I've used one, I've really liked it. So, those are my highlights of this. The Shah Relay is fine and all, but it would not be my first choice. Well, it would probably be my first choice amongst the light machine guns that are available for BR2 America. That being said, I really just wish they would take the first bar and make it BR2. Because I actually like using bars. They're cool. They just do it for me. They're that peak Ameriboo, like Freeaboo fantasy. And Bren guns just aren't. Moving on to the Soviets. This one I had very high hopes for, and I don't know. I think I'm going to spend one of my gold gun orders on it just to pick it up and check it out. But that being said, I really don't know if this is what I was hoping. What I wanted was something that was going to compete, like, very strongly with the Madsen, because the Madsen is a steaming pile of shit. And what I got, I'm really not sure if this was what I wanted. It's cool. I'll give it that. But it has a 15-round magazine. And it has 52 vertical recoil. So, yikes. I tell you what, if we get this and it turns out that it doesn't have the dispersion debuff that you get for moving that every other LMG has, like if this doesn't have that, I'll probably like it because it'll be like using an AVS 36 at BR2. And that would be cool. But if it doesn't, yikes. Like, I can deal with 52 recoil. I find that recoil in this game, whenever I see a big number like that, it always looks really bad, and then like the T20, for example. It has a crap load of recoil. But in practice, you can sit there and fire it full auto very comfortably at people that are not standing right next to you. So, we'll see. It may not actually be that bad. And the thing is, the 16 horizontal is definitely going to be better than the Madsen, because the Madsen just sprays everywhere and your guy can't hold it straight. My real concern is the 15-round magazine. I would have liked something that was at least like 25. 500 rounds a minute is a little bit on the slow side, but it's not bad. I think it's a little bit slower than an MP40, so like it's going to feel slow, but we'll see. I probably will pick it up because I hate the Madsen, and anything has to be better than a Madsen. But 500, 2.4, 5216. Let's go look at the Madsen. Where is it? There we are, the Madsen, this steaming pile of garbage. 450, 3.2, 30, 30. With the 25-round magazine. And it's a top loader. So, yeah. I think it's probably going to be better than the Madsen just because it isn't going to have 30 horizontal recoil, and anything has to be better than the Madsen, but we'll pick it up and we'll find out. I'll probably... Let's see. I need to fix my lineup, but I'll probably look at playing around with it over the next few days, and I will get back to all of you in the not-so-far-off future with what I actually think of it. So far, this update looks promising. I'm a little bit disappointed that there aren't any new, I don't know, squads, new vehicles, new weapons, whatever. But that being said, the new Battle Pass seems pretty decent, and the additional premium slot on your lineup is awesome. So you'll hear no complaints from me. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.